From the bottom of my heart, you guys, thank you so much
Thank you for watching
for watching this guy's channel,
No, my
Jody's
God.
channel.
Jody's Corner.
Y'all.
My favorite.
Thank you so much. YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. I am back home in LA, baby. Yeah. This is the review you guys wanted, right? Yes, the Joker spoiler free review. I know I don't worry. I already filmed a spoiler review in Philly when I went to go to Philadelphia and meet the Philadelphia subscribers. So in case you guys don't know, I've been gone. I went on the East Coast tour. I went to Philly. I went to New York. I went to DC. I went to Baltimore to meet the subscribers on the East Coast for the first time in forever. And it was awesome. So shout out to everybody on the East Coast, and I'm back now in LA, and it's time to get back to business. I thought that I would give you guys that spoiler discussion, that spoiler review a little bit later, but now today I'm going to give you guys more of a Jody's take, because you guys like when I give my personal takes. So I'm going to give you guys a spoiler-free version of my take on the Joker. So let's go ahead and get right into the review. So this is spoiler-free, as you guys know. Spoiler is coming in a couple days. There was a lot of hype around this movie, y'all. A lot of hype. There was a lot of... This was in the news for being a terrorist type of film, influencing terrorists, influencing attacks, violence upon people. I saw this in the heart of New York City, Times Square, AMC 25. And I saw it with the subscribers. It was nice. But there was a SWAT team in our theater. Right there in Times Square, it was 4 cops in a circle with their hands on their straps, waiting for something to pop off, my dude. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm sitting here thinking like, dang, it's really... It didn't become real to me until I saw those police officers in full gear, like ready for something to pop off. Like, you hear stuff on the news, you hear articles, and sometimes you think, these are just fluff pieces. You guys just want attention. You see the news, it's like, this is propaganda. This is just to create a false narrative or a false hype. But when I saw those cops in my theater, I was like, okay, this shit is real. They're really worried that this Joker movie will entice or influence violence in the theater or wherever else. I just wanted to share that instance, how that was really interesting to me, and it was kind of worrisome. But I wasn't tripping. We all had fun and we enjoyed our night. But everything up into this movie, it starts off with a character named Arthur Fleck. Now, this man is a person who is a loser of sorts, someone who really isn't understood by society. He has a mental condition. He has mental issues. He sees a psychiatrist every week or so in a very ran down part of Gotham, a building that's barely getting funded. And he gets his medication and he gets his counseling every single week about how he's doing, about trying to rehabilitate and keep him healthy up here. So it basically just deals with this person, Arthur Fleck, who has a mental condition, who has to live in a terrible world, especially a world in a city in a world called Gotham. So we're following this man's journey. We see his tremendous amount of bad luck. We see that this guy gets beat on, this guy gets picked on, he gets pushed to the side. He really gets the raw deal of what society is. Now, previous iterations of Joker have let's use Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger believed that, and other Joker comic book versions have said all it takes is one bad day for you to just completely fall into chaos and anarchy. And this man, Arthur Fleck, in this movie, had multiple bad days to push him into chaos. So it's almost like you're watching a man slowly lose hope in the world he lives in. You're watching a man, and when I say slowly, I really mean slowly. You're watching him slowly develop into Joker. And notice I didn't say the Joker. Hold on to that for a little bit later. He slowly develops into this psychotic, crazy, menacing, maniacal type of person that people think he is. But this film does a really good job at exploring perceptions. It explores a matter of ideal. From this perspective, you would see the Joker as a maniac, somebody who's on the brink of destruction. I could see how, from that perspective, someone would see it. Then there's another perspective, a perspective of a citizen in Gotham who understands society's trash and who just sees this man as being picked on, ridiculed, and him finally lashing out. Good for you. So there's really like two sides that this story paints pictures of. And it really sheds an amazing light on Batman. It sheds an amazing, and that's not a spoiler. I'm not talking about Batman the character. How you think of the character Batman. Walking away from this film, the way you think, it makes you think differently about the hero Batman. It legitimately does. As when I speak for a matter of perspective. It doesn't, I'm not going to say that this film turns itself against the Waynes or against the way we see the Waynes, Batman, heroes, police, the good guys, basically. I'm not saying that it turns it, it just sets it right there in front of you, along with what we already know about what how bad people are, murderers, psychopaths. It gives you, it presents the option. And I love that this film does that. It gives you a choice to make. It lets you see both spectrums of this world of Gotham that we live in. And it takes you so deep into the psyche of Arthur Fleck. So you kind of, every decision that he makes in the movie, you understand why he makes it. It's never a moment where he does something that's like, whoa, what the heck? Wait a minute. What kind of shit? There's no scratching your head here. Because like I said, it's a slow burn. And for some people, they're not going to like that. They're not going to like, man, this movie was, some people will say it's boring. Man, she was too slow, man. The second act dragged. The first act was cool. The third act was popping. But oh, man. It really rewards you for being patient and following along. Analogy. You know I love my analogies. Joker is a stick of C4 dynamite super megaton explosive. But it's got the normal wick to blow up dynamite, let's say, is this long. Well, this one reaches from here to the other end of that room. It's 40 feet long. So you gotta you gotta watch the wick burn until it gets to that big boom. And when it gets to that boom, oh boy, does it pay off. It's one of those type of situations. It's like, let's use an example. Another analogy. I went to Baltimore. I had me some blue crabs. Shout out to the people from Baltimore. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I went to, what's it called? Something Bay. Oh, shoot. Right off of Monroe Street. Over there in the hood. I had my crabs on deck. And I had crabs about this big, real small. And you got to eat the little claw meat. You got to eat the little bitty amounts of meat. And we had like 50 crabs. And you're like, whoa, that's 50 crabs. But it's only this little bit of meat. You're like, you're breaking the shell. You working hard for that meat, getting in the crevices. Oh, you got a claw, get in there a little. But it takes like an hour to eat the shit. And it's really dainty and it's really, meticulous. Like, I gotta really. And it could seem to be a struggle eating that crab meat. But in the long run, after an hour, after 2 crabs get knocked out, boom, boom. After you knock out 7 crabs, boom, boom. And after, next thing you know, an hour later, you and your homie Sadler Ward done kicked down 20 crabs. And now your stomach is full. You're content. You're satisfied. That's Joker. That's Joker. Now, if you're that type of person who appreciates a slow build blow up, then you're gonna love this movie. Yeah, some people will be bored with it, I understand. There are characters in here that shine. Number one being Arthur Fleck. This is Arthur Fleck's movie. Arthur Fleck shines. Joaquin Phoenix's performance as Arthur Fleck is astounding. And when I say astounding, I don't mean because of, let's think of Heath Ledger. I'm going to do a separate video about Heath Ledger and about Joaquin Phoenix. And I'm going to give you the decision of which Joker is the best, in my opinion. Heath Ledger had lots of dialogue. He verbally lets you know his psychosis, how he sees the world. And he also acts upon it as well. Joaquin Phoenix does have some dialogue, but it's very minimal. He's a lot of this. He's a great face actor. He does a lot of acting without any words. And some would say those are the best type of actors. And Joaquin Phoenix definitely nails that. So he was able to portray a person going through all of these situations. When 40% of it, maybe even 50, he ain't even talking. Now that's a little bit of a gripe in my opinion, because I do like dialogue. I'm a man who thrives off of it. I love quotes. Ah, yes, you think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. And by that time, it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you, but because they belong to me. Movie. Now, I want a random subscriber to put the movie out. I already know my subs. One of you new people who are here, who never seen me before, put down that movie quote, bruh. That's the thing. The Joker film, don't have that. There's no epic quotes in this movie because there's very little dialogue from the main actor. So that's kind of a duper to me. I also have two more gripes. There's 3 gripes in total. 1, lack of dialogue from lead actor. Number 2, let's go ahead and get into it. Zazie Beetz. Well, she's disappointing to me. She didn't even need to be in this movie at all. I mean, the trailer showed her and all that stuff. Wasted character. I mean, what was it? It's funny. Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there was a female reporter, who scolded Quentin saying that Margot Robbie's character wasn't needed, which she was kind of right. But even more so with this Joker film, Zazie Beetz she was literally a plot device. She was like, in the truest sense of the word, Zazie Beetz' character is nothing but a plot device. She's a hollow shell, and that's disappointing. She's a throwaway. But they had her in all the trailers, so it's like, a little bit of misleading there. So that's number 2. And number 3, my number 3 reason, which is good and bad depending on how you look at it. So it's kind of like, by the time this movie ends, you want more. You need more. I needed more. I needed another 20, 30 minutes of this film. Because I wanted to see him become. I wanted to see what he would do with that extra 20, 30. I wanted to see who he is 20 minutes later. I just needed that. And this is a freaking cliffhanger of an ending, right? Sequel? Heck yeah. Joker sequel's coming. It's coming. And it's coming. It's a done data. Wrap that shit up. And box office, yeah, it's doing great right now. It's on track to make $800-900 million, which is fantastic. That's great. I predicted 800, so we'll see what happens. It's about $400 or $500 million right now, I believe. 300, 4, I don't freaking know. But it's going to make $800+ million, which is a huge success. And I also predicted that Joker will be the number 1 rated R film of all time, beating out Deadpool. If it makes $800 million, it will beat Deadpool. So that'll be tremendous records for Joker across the board. That's great. This will be a sequel. There's no shadow of a doubt that you're going to get a sequel in this movie, because the way they leave this sheet, it's like, bruh, I need to know what's going on. What's going on over here? Like, you got my man over here, and you're like, hey. It's one of those situations. I need to see it. So I'm not going to give away, and I'm trying not to give away really anything, even though this film has been out for 2 weeks. But I just thought I would give you guys a spoiler-free, just me, You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to give you guys the spoiler review. The spoiler review has already been filmed. We didn't really get that deep into it because we did have other members in that spoiler review. We did it with subscribers, man. I did a spoiler review with subscribers, bro. That's how we do it here on Jody's Corner. But anyway, it is time to give this Joan a grade. Shout out to Philly. Let's see what's going on with this Joan here. If I grade Joker, you know, for everything that it is, number one question that a lot of people say, yo, did it live up to the hype? No. That hype the Joker had? No. It was a little bit less than what I thought it was going to be. I'm just being honest with you. People are calling it this masterpiece and this glorious cinematic feat. It won the award at the film festival. I'm like, I think they're gassing it a little bit too much, in my opinion. You know, I'm not riding that wave. But if they see it as that, and that's how they feel, they honestly can back up why it's dope, then all kudos to them. But for me personally, I just don't see it that masterpiece level of a film. But it is a great film. Don't get it twisted. This has masterful performances. It has a fantastic score, especially in the third act. That score hits, baby. It has great cinematography. It has awesome direction. Direction is really, really, really good. It's really well done. Great side character performances. Yeah. World building, set design, all that is great. But it's not enough to get it to that iconic level, but it's still iconic enough to get this A- from your boy. A- from your boy Jody Joe for Joker. That's my feelings about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I am Jody Joe. Subscribe to the channel for more of that real content. Thank you so very much. Get the merch. My merch is right down below at the end of this video. The full art t-shirt. You take a picture of you in my merch, I'm putting you on my channel, bruh. That's how it is. Or broette. I got female clothes too. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces.